what's going on with my OBS, but I think I fixed it. Alright, well. FlankNSpank getting a win on attack. Not what we expected. They have a chance to
Yeah,
get the 2-0 on Murovanka taking the defense as well.
Murovanka, usually a map that is considered to be highly defensively sided.
Yeah, in that first game, we didn't really see defensive play, however. I really expected Target Acquired to win that one with the amount of map control they gained.
Yeah, I'm really surprised about the way this went, especially when the push happened from FlankNSpank. You know, they took control of the 1-2 lines at the same time. You know, the Super Conqueror made the good play. He didn't get caught out of position. Progetto ended up being caught out first place. Um, it was a I don't know. I feel like the reaction from the bad chats of Target Acquired wasn't good enough to make sure they could hold that one cap.
Okay, so I figured out what happened with the Twitch stream. I was doing testing earlier and did not turn off the testing key. So the key I was using was sending to Twitch, but not actually for live streaming.
Ah,
But that's fixed
so we've
now,
been
so.
talking to ourselves. Okay,
Yeah.
so stream should be live now
Yeah, stream is live now. We're good.
with the delay.
Yeah.
So it'll be okay, cool.
It's
Well,
fine. Nobody wanted to see Target Acquired lose a game.
well, I kind of did. It was no, like it was a really good game. I think
No, it was good.
by FlankNSpank. I think it was a really solid attack, even though it didn't really look good for them initially. But at the end of the day, they managed to take the win, and that's what matters.
Yeah. I do think that it wasn't really well executed by them because all that really happened was they got the pick on a Progetto and that allowed them to have a huge HP and tank advantage. Because as you were saying, they pushed out when they really should have just done cap pressure, and I think that was a pretty big misplay on their attack. But
That was a huge misplay, and it could have cost them the game. You know, if the bad chats were be hitting a few more shots, if the STB or the 140s that were pushing down the A line didn't manage to get out, it would have been a disaster for FlankNSpank. But too much talking about the first game. We are now going into game 2. Target acquired on the attack, FlankNSpank defending.
FlankNSpank on the defense is going to bring an S-Conk, Bad Chat 140, Progetto, and STB. On the
Yeah,
offense,
interesting.
Target acquired I7, 277, S-Conk, Bad Chat, Progetto. Neither team bringing a duplicate tank.
I like the I7 pick from Target acquired. It's definitely not a usual one. You know, you could always bring a 277 instead of an I7. I would assume that he has Binox or Spalliner, you know, that kind of stuff. And I think he's going to be sitting on cap by himself, maybe trying to bait everybody in. But we'll see about that. Target acquired taking quick control of the middle.
Yeah, Commander fails. Pushing up.
Both teams sending a tank to the church area.
And they will proxy each other.
Interesting play by the Batchat from FlankNSpank. You know, just staying in that area isn't something too common. The possibilities up there are limited for sure. I'm guessing he was only there to prevent some kind of quick YOLO strat by Target acquired. Turns out nothing is be happening. As I said, the I7 to be sitting on cap. He takes 1, he takes 2 for his trouble while getting on cap.
Yeah, and there's going to be a counter push in the middle. FlankNSpank pushing onto Commander, fails his 277. He's not going to be ready for it, and he doesn't have much assistance if they just keep lines of sight correct. As the Progetto pushes out and bleeds. Really unfortunate for the Progetto
Commander
there.
fails gets out. Commander fails gets out. This is really bad right now for FlankNSpank. The I7 got off cap, and I think the repush is going to be happening in the church area.
High getting shot from 2 angles. As a fire and notch, however.
Fire extinguisher. Notch is on fire. He will go down to collar safe places. Kill secured.
This is gonna be
And the
really good
Super
trades
Conqueror
for
and the STB
TA.
are still nowhere to be found.
Yeah, really good trades for them. They're gonna end up killing college safe places, and they should be safe from the STB and SConk.
At this
HP is
point,
about even.
the guns, and the positioning from target acquired is just so much better at this point. You know, the crossfires are there. They can make sure to close in slowly. The Conqueror is shooting the STB for free. And soon shoot the other Conqueror. There it is. 448. Nice roll. Well, that'll be it. A solid attack by target acquired. I'm I'm really curious to see something I noticed on the push from FlankNSpank is a bounce from the 140 onto the 277.
Mm.
If that 140 doesn't bounce, Commander Hales doesn't get out of there. And I
Yeah, but
think
I
the
don't think that's
repush,
enough.
yeah, but I don't think the repush is as obvious from target acquired. Because if the STB was able to get back on top of the ridge and actually support his two medium tanks in the middle, I feel like there could have been a possibility for better things to happen. But anyway, that did not happen. Looking at the post-game stats now, solid damage across the board on both teams, actually.
Yeah, I would highlight the Progetto only getting 3 shots off and dying, as well as the fact that the SConk only got 2 pens that whole round. He was not effective in the mid brawl, and that's a lot of
That's
damage that
true.
you're missing out on.
That is true. Well, actually, I'm curious because I think it might have been him trying to fight against the other Super Conqueror.
Yeah, so if that's
Yes,
happening,
yes,
then that's one tank
that's what it
each.
looks like because highly blocked 2400 damage.
Yeah,
So that's what I think happened.
I think
But then
that's
again, if
incorrect prioritization then.
no, it's fine. But then the STB should be the one going back
Right.
towards the hill, and I feel like it took a really long time for him to rotate back.
Yeah, they definitely needed an extra tank there to actually win when the target acquired repushed the middle.
Yeah.
Let's see, tank picks are not going just yet.
Ooh, it looks like we're going to be playing on mines next.
You know, I think FlankNSpank can actually get a win on mines. The way they're playing isn't that bad in comparison. So even though I thought target acquired would win this handedly, this could actually get into a close match.
Sure, mines being a, it used to be really defensively sided map, um, back in 7v7. Now I feel like we've seen in 6v6 on EU and in RU as well in 5v5 that it's still pretty much the case. Um, the plays though are really different because you cannot get as much map control as you used to with 5 tanks. Even though Mines is a really small map, there is still a limited amount of possibilities for the attackers. You know, Hill,
Yeah.
1-2, 7-8. Rotations, you know, might be really important in this case. Being able to rotate, especially on the attack, being able to rotate without getting lit, is obviously a huge advantage. For the defense, there's multiple possibilities. We've seen teams go really aggressive, go for that middle brawl with, you know, a couple bad shots, 277s,
Yeah,
113s
that's what
even.
I want to see too. I want to see what meta these two teams are playing with. If they both agree that taking that mid hill is the biggest priority position on the map. If they're going to value that enough to actually go for a 50-50 trade in the middle map.
Yeah, but then they could also play with a more passive lineup. Keep, um, keep a tank at the, I believe it is G1 area, down on that island, keeping someone at K4. Um, maybe probably someone at the bottom of the hill because you can never let that go for free. Someone sitting on their spawn. Those are really defensive positions that we have seen in the past, and
We see
I'm
that a lot in the major league as well.
yes,
Very defensive
well
spread out
because
setups.
those positions are so strong. Um, the ability to use the bushes all over on the 1 line, 4 line. Um, the 2 cap also, you can reset it from K4 pretty
Yeah.
much for free. The 1 cap doesn't have a whole lot of cover on there either. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough map to attack since you can't actually set up any sort of cover for caps. Kind of takes out one of the whole purposes of the attack defense mode. So team's taking plenty of time to ready up.
Yeah, it looks like they're having some technical difficulties.
Looks like one of the TeamSpeak servers died.
Yes. But there it is. The tank picks are coming in. So we should be going into mines very soon, hopefully. But I'm happy to see how this game goes. Going into this game, I thought that target acquired would just literally walk over FlankNSpank, which doesn't seem to be the case. I'm actually really happy about FlankNSpank's showing. So far,
Definitely.
they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good, and I'm really glad to see that we're playing on maps that require, I guess, that require like proper strats and not necessarily just YOLO 5 tanks over the middle,
Yeah.
which is also some things that we've seen. I'm thinking mainly of Cliff right now. Cliff is really fast map where not a whole lot.
Yeah, just commit to a middle brawl. I like how
Exactly.
proactive both teams were on defense so far. Being
Yeah.
proactive is such a benefit versus teams that aren't fully organized, which I think would be pretty common at this level of play.
It also makes, the game more interesting.
Yeah. Sadly, both times
Us
they were proactive, it
forecasting for us
backfired.
and people at home, obviously.
As tank picks are finishing up. Uh, they're reaffirming the rules of tank picking, looks like. This is only the third time these teams have gone through tank picking, so there will be some
Yeah,
hiccups.
not all of them have been accustomed to those rules. I I recognize a lot of names from Target Acquired from Community League Season 2, so they obviously know the drill. I don't recognize, I know many of the people FlankNSpank, haven't seen them play, as far as I remember, in any of the previous Community League seasons. But here we go, map number 2, game number 3. It'll be FlankNSpank on the defense, Target Acquired on the attack. Looks like Target Acquired with a really aggressive lineup. Double Bat Chats, a 430U, so I guess it's not banned. And double STB1. And on defense, FlankNSpank with an Object 277, a Super Conqueror, an Object 140, an STB1, and a TVP T50/50.
Yeah, I kind of expected to see 430Us on Murovanka under the rule that is not banned.
Well,
But we didn't get
it's
it that map.
the 430U is also, while it's a really good tank, it's fairly slow and doesn't have a whole lot of gun depression. The
Yeah.
DPM also on it isn't that great, which makes sense on Murovanka to not bring it. But anyway,
Trades in the
Target
middle,
Acquired
nobody
going
hitting
for
shots.
aggressive. Target Acquired going for an aggressive 1-2 line take. They were trying to catch someone crossing at K2, K3, and they just gave up hill for free, and I'm not sure if I like this at
Commander
all.
fails, bleeding half his HP to a TVP.
And there you go, the cross is spotted. The Bat Chats will maybe take some shots. Kuzia already put one into Hailey. He puts one into Notch as well. Really nice setup right now by FlankNSpank. But
Yeah.
here's the aggression. Look at that. They're pushing off the hill. They recognize that everything from Target Acquired is going to be located on the 1-2 lines.
Commander fails, getting a bit lucky, almost put down to a one-shot. FlankNSpank got a lot of damage off early on, giving them a 2k HP advantage. It's gonna come down
Highly
to Space
trading.
Ace in the north to actually get some damage back in the STB.
They they would really benefit from pushing that STB off. At this point, I feel like um, committing to the south is really more of a bait. You know, you have the two bat chats there. If someone pokes to reset the 430U that's on cap, these two bat chats are just gonna have a field day.
Yeah, and they gotta come up with some sort of plan for resetting, because if they do peek over, as you said, the Batchets will bleed them. But they have a minute to potentially rotate somewhere to get a better angle. And they should be aware the STB's in the north. STB's been firing a few shots.
Yeah, I think they have the information on all the tanks, so this is starting to worry me.
Well, you see
Now,
the
if the
140
if the
rotating.
140 makes it across, if he makes it across, they're fine, because I believe he'll be able to reset. And he is spotted. He takes one from the bat chat. It's actually not all that bad of a trade. Now, this entire game relies on this 140 resetting the cap,
He
and
will peek out wide.
I hope he has HE loaded,
He does
because I
not.
don't think
He hits the
I
track,
don't think
however.
he gets a track. So there's the reset.
Yeah.
Now, no need to worry, but still no movement from FlankNSpank, and I really wish they would push that north area right now.
Yeah, they
The
really should push.
277 and the Super Conqueror can completely hold that three line completely by themselves.
Yeah, and the problem is going to be that College Safe Places in the 140 only has about 2 more shots of HP in him to get these resets. And if he
Now,
trades
is
one for
he?
one, he's not going to be able
I
to
think
keep
he's
doing it.
dark right now.
Right now, yes.
I'm pretty. So if he's able to stay dark and get the resets he needs, that would be a huge thing for FlankNSpank. But it doesn't look like he's getting anything.
Ooh, gets
There's
one.
the HE, but he gets hit and return, and he's down to 511 HP.
He can afford to do this one more time.
I'm not sure that's.
Problem is they don't have the time on their side at this point. 4 minutes left in the game.
See that second reset, for example, I don't think it was necessary. They still had over a minute on cap.
They definitely could have
There
waited,
was
yeah.
there was absolutely. And look at the STB finally moving over towards the one line, and it doesn't look like he's going to be spotted. Oh, he caught the timing on the TVP. The TVP doesn't know, I think.
Yeah, TVP doesn't know. He's not moving at all in
Oh,
response.
he got the timing. This is really good for target acquired. They're going to be able to get an STB in position without FlankNSpank knowing. And at this point, this is starting to be really bad, because that STB, he should just blind fire the 140 position as much as he can. And it means that the next time the 140 gets lit, there will be no such thing as surviving.
Timer counting down. He does not have the ability to get a reset and then ignore the cap. Which means with the STB now in the position at F2, he'll get heavily punished for any poke he takes.
This is really scary right now from FlankNSpank. I don't think this is gonna go very well.
Notch is actually getting
277
shots.
gets hit. Notch is doing his best.
Ooh, gets a reset.
Oh, he got the reset, but is he going to
Gets hit
survive?
once. Otter
He
takes a
takes
shot,
one.
misses.
The second one misses. But
And he does
Space
get
is
cleaned
able
up.
to pick it up, and as I said, that position
Yeah,
from Space
F2
makes
STB.
sure that you know they can kill that 140 next time he pokes with only 511 HP. Now
Well,
the SCB is going to rotate.
Yeah, they're going to try to just do the same thing again, but the SCB getting on cap is going to speed up the process. Only 2 minutes left on the clock.
Let's see, did Hot Wheels spot the STB? It doesn't look like he did, and this is really important. They may not have the information.
They're actually going to be able to recreate what they just did with an STB there on
look
full
at this.
HP.
Finally, the TVP is moving over towards the north, and this is what we've been waiting for the entire time. Oh, the STB gets lit,
And the batch hats are going to push off of that. Spots are a little late on noticing the bats moving. So the STB is gonna be out of the fight for quite a while.
The SCB needs to come back. The spots are there. He needs to shoot the low HP. He has an HE loaded. This is really, really bad for FlankNSpank. Notch is down to a one shot. He does get picked up though, and this might actually be fine if the
Yeah, good
TVP
trade
is
for
able to
Happy.
run for long enough.
Happy getting the kill is really important there, taking a tank out of the
TVP,
fight.
TVP. I'm not sure about this. I feel like the TVP should have been running, but he wouldn't even have time actually. DR Warrior is going to get the kill on Commander Hales, but at this point, it doesn't look good. The TVP doesn't have the clip potential to kill the STB of Space Ace, and DR Warrior is now caught in the crossfire. The bat shots from Highly Hot Wheels is going to come in and clean it up.
Well, the bat still has 26 seconds on his reload. So Dr. Warrior should be able to win the... Never mind, the game glitched and did not show me the right timer. Nice
Always
one game.
nice.
Nice one game. Alright.
I don't know how I feel about this game. I really liked the opening from FlankNSpank, but once they knew that both the bat chats were down to that, you know, K1 position, sort of, and they knew where the 430U was because he was on cap, and they knew where Commander Hales was because, you know, he took a bunch of hits initially. I don't understand why the repush didn't come in to go and retake that north position, because they could have reset the cap from the north and they would have been fine.
Yeah.
There was nothing Target Acquired could have done about it. But anyway, looking at the post-game stats, DR Warrior picking up a very solid 3,500 damage. The 140 from college safe places, only getting 428. He does get a lot of reset points, but it wasn't nearly enough in this game. At the end of the day, it came down to the ability of Target Acquired to push and clean the game out.
Yeah, the bat chats were able to pick up a kill by themselves, allowing them to get themselves a southern angle. Whatever would happen in the middle from that point on would be cleaned up by the bat chat of
Yep.
Highly Hot Wheels. So then it
It's
came
also
down
really
to...
sad.
Yeah?
Happy loaded an HE, and I understand why he did so, because, you know, cap pressure and all. He had to get a reset, so he had an HE loaded. But then the bad chats came in, and he fired an HE at, it was Notch, and the issue was that Notch was a 2-shot, and he got hit by the Super Conqueror, but the HE from the STB wasn't enough to get the kill.
Oh.
So he might even have been able to maybe not survive that engagement, but at least get some more damage off, and it could have been a real difference maker too. If he's able to pull them back into the Super Conqu's gun, he might even be able to do something. But
Yeah,
you
would have
know,
given
the
them at
HE
least more
coming in at
time. And time was getting
it
really
was
thin there, so that would have been really
it
important.
was it was an unfortunate timing for the STB. But anyway, Target Acquired securing their second win of the match.
Yeah. Even that one, however, was looking really dicey. You had Commander Fails losing 1,000 HP in the middle just off the start.
Yeah, not something you expect to see, especially in a 5-on-5 engagement. HP is incredibly important, and there's no way to, you know, say how important it is. It's really, it all comes down to, you know, the ability to push, and we've seen that with Target Acquired bringing a lot of bad chats. The ability to clean out a tank just with a bad chat. HP is really important, and you can't afford to lose 1,000 HP off the start.
Yeah, but they made it work.
They made it work. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I really feel bad because this should have been a FlankNSpank game.
Agreed. I think
You
it's
know,
more...
the
I mean, for every good play, there's always the misplay. So
well,
Target
of
Card
course.
winning is also, like, you could take away some credit by saying FlankNSpank threw it to them. In this case, I would say FlankNSpank threw it more than, like, the win was earned.
Yeah, I mean, really, when I saw the repush off the hill, I really hoped that they were just going to go clear to north entirely. They had all
Yeah.
the information they needed, but they didn't, and then they just stalled in the middle without any real possibility. But anyway, moving on to game number 2 on
We
mines.
got target acquired on defense.
FlankNSpank. Yep.
113, double
FlankNSpank attack.
277, double bat chat. FlankNSpank bringing 5 different tanks, 277 SConk, 140 STB, and a TVP. And it
Yeah.
looked like it
Same
might be
lineup
a
that
mid
we've
brawl.
seen. Same lineup that we've seen out of FlankNSpank. But you're right, it's a really aggressive lineup from the defensive side. It just looks like they're just going to go for just a straight up hill brawl. The two bat chats are playing really safe. I think they might just trying to be baiting them to just double you in. The initial shot's not going in. Space taking
No
one.
damage yet.
No damage done
Actually,
to any
Space
of
Ace
those
took
medium
one hit.
tanks. And here comes the hill
There we
repush.
go.
And the Conqueror is out of position. The Batchats are going to go in. The SCB-1 is being focused down. The SCB is still... The TVP is still on reload. Sorry about
Good
that.
focus fire. Saker's now in a one-shot.
And the 140 is going to go down.
Oh, fire
and
notch!
And he gets set on fire.
Oh, no. Fire extinguisher, man.
And
no.
if High can manage to pick up Hot Wheels, this could really turn the game around.
Yeah,
but
the problem is High is all alone, and he has to...
I don't know if he has the information.
Pushed by 113.
He has to go, and there isn't a whole lot that they can do. I would want to see, you know, Kuzia and DR to start playing a lot more aggressively on those 277s. Then there it is. It looks like they're finally starting to put some pressure on there.
Wait, they've actually let High get away off of the hill.
Oh no! Oh, this is bad. If they can clean out those 277s.
Oh, he gets picked right at the
just
end.
Gets picked up.
I actually thought he would get away there.
Yeah, me too.
That's so sad. Now Dr. Warrior is just sitting in the open, not even behind his teammate's body.
This is going to be... Well, now Hailey can just poke at the back of the hill and secure the kill onto DR Warrior, and they're just going to push down onto Kuzia really soon. There it is. Push is incoming. And, well, a really solid win from target acquired. The initial trades, you know, not going their way, and I feel like that's something that we've seen recursively tonight in this match.
Well, their focus fire was really good in this game, and I think that's what won it.
Their focus fire was really good, but target acquired has a tendency to take a lot of initial damage that sometimes, you know, is necessary. Like the 277s in this scenario, well, they didn't really have a choice. You know, it's TVP shooting on the move, 140 shooting on the move. There isn't a whole lot they can do about it. But if you go back to the previous mines, yeah, you know, the STB getting caught out for 1000 HP on Muravanka, it also happened a few times. That STB only able to dump 2 shots.
Yep.
That's not something you want to see out of the top DPM.
Yeah, you're expecting your TVP to maybe eat some of those shots for him, getting his own 3 shots off, but then dying so the STB can be consistent. But that did not happen.
Well, the STB, the TVP, I'm sorry, also, you know, only penning half of the shots he fired. Not something I want to see out of the TVP.
Yeah.
Something that may sound like really stupid, but I feel like DR Warrior was way too far back initially. And I don't understand why he was playing so passive under the hill, even though FlankNSpank already took the hill, and they had the information on all the heavy, just not on the 2 bat chats. So I'm guessing he was expecting the 2 bat chats to come around the hill, but even then, he would want to be a lot further up, so that if they do go around the hill, he can just dump over with the rest of his team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a really big issue, because they didn't see the repush until they got spotted by, I believe it was the 277 from Kuzia. And I think that could have made a difference. But at the end of the day, the focus fire from the 2 bat chats, really, really strong. The 113 also managing to get up the hill and taking a few hits for his teammates.
In the example that you bring up with Dr. Warrior, that's definitely something that goes away once your team has had a lot of practice playing together. Because him looking for the flank is like, okay, the team is aware that the flank is a possibility. But the question is, what do you do if the flank happens? And being far back, you're not set up for the counter push. And I think that's something that FlankNSpank might have just learned off of this one game. They probably
Well,
only have a few
I hope
scrims played
I hope
together.
they do. I hope they do. Understand what went wrong. Um, Going back, rewatching the replays from the players, rewatching the VODs. Um, if someone on their team is also recording comms, is also really
Rewatching the
useful.
stream.
Well, yeah, rewatching this game.
Can give them tips, Jet. Give them tips.
Well,
They need it.
I do my best to help out.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get
Um,
into Prohorovka next. As tank picks are
Prokhorovka,
slowly starting.
and this is something that I'm really interested to see what FlankNSpank does, because just off of pure skill level and understanding of the games, I would give it. I would give both Prokhorovkas to target acquired. Now, I guess I was also, I doubted them a little bit on Morovanka, and they did manage to show up, which was really good. Again, I'm really proud, really happy to see that they took a game on Morovanka. Now, can they do it again on Proc? And I really hope they can. It looks like the tank picks are starting right now, so we should be going very shortly.
Yeah, I'm worried that, in my own opinion, I feel like Prohorovka is a more complex map that requires a lot more rotations. And the
Yes.
rotations that we've seen so far of FlankNSpank are not impressive. They've usually just been a take middle team. So now, with the realistic option of pushing either flank or the middle on this map, I'm wondering if they're gonna get some early spots maybe with the bat chat and then flex their whole team. That's something I feel only the really practiced teams are able to accomplish.
Yeah. At the same time, though, like the rotations from target acquired on Morovanka weren't particularly impressive. Um, I mean, I guess there wasn't a whole lot of rotations on mines.
Right,
I
but
guess on their attack they did a little bit, but even then, like I haven't seen anything crazy out of target acquired. They've played
yeah,
well,
not
that's for sure.
crazy.
Nothing really impressive, and I feel like there is definitely room for a miscall, someone who makes a mistake, and in a 5v5 tournament, um, it could cost a lot.
Yeah. I would say that based off of what we saw on Target Acquire's attack on mines, I feel like they have a little bit more cohesion. All their tanks were moving together around the same time of each other. So I do expect that to transfer over to this map. And I would guess Target Acquired does win both sides and end this in a 5-1. But FlankNSpank has a chance as they go into Prohorovka.
And looking at the lineups on the attack, it is FlankNSpank, an Object 277, a Super Conqueror, a WZ 111 5A, a Progetto 65, and a T100 LT. And on the defense, the two 113s, a Batchat of 430U, and a Progetto 65.
Yeah, we're seeing a T100 LT out of FlankNSpank.
No light on the defense.
Yeah,
I
good sign for FlankNSpank though. I like seeing the light tank. Means they actually have a plan of rotating on this map and playing off of vision.
I sure hope so. Then again, they have a very limited rotating possibilities with the 5A. It's not the most mobile of heavy tanks. The
Yeah.
277 surely has the ability to move around a little bit, but the 5A it feels kind of sluggish, and I'm really curious to see what they do with it. And I want to understand why they picked the 5A over the 113. In my
Yeah.
opinion, feels more mobile. Now,
And it
it
seems
feels
they're
more
gonna go
mobile.
1-2. They are pushing.
And oh no, this is and the push is spotted really early. The Progetto 65 gets spotted by the Batchat.
If they push it, they're gonna walk right into two
They
113s. The
have they have
T100
all the
gets lit.
information. The Batchat spots everything. I think the Batchat sees all the heavy tanks right now, and the two 113s from target acquired just going through. Oh, and it looks like so the T100 just got lit for the first time. So the T100 actually took a blind shot that was initially going to go to the Progetto.
Yeah, but they
But
have
here
vision
it
on the
is, the
whole
first
team.
kill, and this is really bad. this is really bad for FlankNSpank. They weren't able to push with the T100. They didn't get the information they needed, and now they're really stuck in a crossfire. We can see the Progetto already clearing the 7 line, and the 113 just closing the distance on the 2 line. These two heavy tanks completely stuck in the bowl area.
They can actually win this if they take the fight right now. However, the Progetto is not over here, so his shots are going to be inconsistent. If they wait longer, then they're just going to be surrounded and slowly
I
pushed
don't
on.
think I don't think they have any kind of information.
Yeah, they don't know what's going to happen because their T100 just died. And they did not spot
They
the
they, ne-
113.
they never saw the bad shots. They never
Yeah.
saw the 113. And there it is, the fight. The 277 is going to go down. 5A is next. The Progetto is going to dump out all his shells. He's down to 1 shot anyway. The 430 should pick him up. Never mind, the 113 does.
Yeah, this one's an absolute stomp. Losing that
And
light
this
tank early
is
on just.
and yeah, that light was this is something that we see in a lot of scenarios when teams try to play the 1-2 line on Prokhorovka, is that if you're gonna bring a light tank, want to go down the 1-2 line, you need your light tank to go first and clear it all, because if he sees 7 tanks there, well 5 in this case, he can give the information to the rest of his team that they're all there, so they shouldn't go. In that case, they had no info. They all got spotted. They probably didn't even know by what. I mean, they knew it was a bad shot, but they didn't have any idea where he was. And yeah, looking at the post-game stats, the result is very self-explanatory. The 2-113 able to dump out a lot of
Yeah, how
damage.
much? Ooh,
Wow.
3,700 spotting damage from the Bat Chat.
Yep, he spotted them all. Yeah, the T100 not doing anything. That 5A, well, didn't really get to do a whole lot either. 277 only getting a shot off in bull push, and the Progetto just dumped a clip. Really,
Man, really sad to see.
yeah, almost I'm kind of disappointed. I was expecting more, especially with, knowing that the defense didn't bring a light tank, the possibilities are a lot bigger, because they can just drive around with the T100 and get the info. They don't need to push just off the
Yeah.
start. How long was this game? About what, a minute and a half,
So
pretty
sure,
much?
it was. The
I mean,
battle
it was
duration's
over. It was
almost
over
three
in
minutes,
about a minute
but
and a half
yeah,
anyway.
it was.
And I feel like they could have taken their time to, drive around the map
Yeah.
with a T100.
All you have to do is peek out, not use the bushes in your T100, see if you get lit. If you get lit, then you know there's a Bat Chat watching it.
Yeah, could have done that.
Instead,
And
his teammate bleeds instead. So it's like,
then again, the 5A also, they were all trying to like lurk down the 2 line. The 5A doesn't have any camo, so there isn't anything he can do. He gets lit very early. The T100 actually did take a hit that was going for, I think it was a Progetto or the 5A, because he wasn't lit at that time, but they
yeah.
were all just like sitting ducks, sitting next to each other, and they really couldn't do a whole lot. I hope they can, pull this back on defense. Um, then again, I would still give a very solid edge to target acquired.
Well, maybe we see something special. This is their last round. Like, they have to win this one to continue with the series, so maybe they pull out something.
Yeah, I mean, time to pull one of those unorthodox strats. Um,
Although,
knowing that target acquired is they won both of their first matches. They are looking like they will be one of the top teams this season. This would definitely be a time to pull something out of the bag.
yeah, but I'm not
Hope
seeing
that it
it.
works.
Double S conk for the first picks means they're going to be very heavy already. So they're not necessarily playing the map. They're probably going to play defensive with that and let target acquired decide what they want to do, which you really can't let them have that ability.
True, but the S-Kongs have the ability to hold certain positions.
Okay, they will still
Um,
bring the T100.
Still bringing a T100, and still no lights. I mean, on attack, I guess I don't mind it as much. I like this lineup out of out of FlankNSpank a lot more. It's
Yeah.
lighter. The two super conks will be the anchors.
I think
I'm
it's going to
going.
rely on the T100 again. If the T100
Oh,
gets
definitely,
proper vision and they can act off of
definitely.
it.
Well, especially in a scenario where the enemy team doesn't have a light.
Yeah.
Again, like it's all about, especially Prokhorovka. There's a lot of information to be given away, and the T100s like should capitalize on that.
Yeah. It's like, imagine if that was an EBR. The game doesn't play that much differently if you have an EBR or a T100. You can still play it very similarly, and having that light tank advantage on open map, you can abuse it.
Absolutely.
They just didn't give themselves the time to do it last round.
Now, I'm going to guess that the T100 is going to go passive on the one line. The Conquerors, they
Oh
look
no,
like they're
he is.
going. Well, the T100 going one line is fine.
Yeah, but
Then
I'm
the
so
question is, what do they
worried
do with the
for the
rest?
play. Yeah, I'm worried for what's gonna happen next.
Because we can see both Super Conquerors heading towards the middle. Batchat also going to the 1-2. Oh no, is the T100 going for E1? Oh
Yes, he
no.
is.
Oh
Spots the
no, he's gonna.
113s in mid.
Is he going to get lit? No, but they know. Surely they know.
They have to know. He got 3 different tank spots. And the Batchat next to him is actually taking shots as well.
Oh, they know.
They
They know
started
he's an
blind
E1.
firing.
It's not. It's. I mean, it's not really surprising. Really, you figure that he would be here.
Yeah, but so
Now
far he hasn't gotten
he
hit.
spotted the bat chat. I'm not sure if he spotted the Progetto or not.
No, he did not.
He's not going to spot them rotating out. And this is one of the crucial moments on Prokhorovka. You can see the movement of the two heavies going from the 4 line towards the 5-6 line. This should be a tell to the defenders that there is a rotation, that they're not interested in playing the 1-2 line. They understand that there's the T100 playing the passive bush. They don't know where he is. They don't know how to dig him out yet.
Would you send your 140 over to the B9 position after
No,
seeing these heavies move over?
no. First of all, I would want to send the T100 down, and he's
Yes.
really late to do this. Now he does it, but he does it once both heavies have crossed over. And now what we see is that the T100 and the Batchat are going to be out of the fight for, if my memory isn't too messed up, I believe it's about 45 seconds to go from the K1, K2 area back towards the center. And they are completely out of the fight. Now they know, they have the information. This is what we talked about earlier. It's the ability to gather information and take map control away from the attacking team or the defending team. But in this case, look at the 140. He's completely by himself. And there isn't really anything that could go well right now. If I think the bad chat's just going to dump over. Right now, dumping over with the bad chat in the 5A is definitely a play that they could make. They don't seem to be going for it.
And they should know that the enemy
Oh,
have a
never
Batchat
mind.
and 100 in the
They are.
south.
There
There
it
we
is.
go.
They're going over. College safe place is going to get picked, and at the same time, DR Warrior, I don't know, that's a mistake by him. He should not have pushed. If he stayed behind the ridge, he could have helped a little bit to like get damage onto Notch, get damage onto Commander Fails. But now there isn't anything happening. The Batchat and the T100 is still completely helpless in the south. I think they're being outspotted by the Progetto, and there isn't anything they can do. There you go. Happy goes down, and DR Warrior surely will follow.
Yeah, they took so long on the rotation in the south that
Yeah.
when they were eventually spotted, the attackers already had the position to push onto the rest of their team.
But so this is something, for example, something that we talked about earlier, about knowing, like understanding what to do, like understanding the possibility of the rotation, but not reacting to it properly.
Yep.
On Prokhorovka, a lot of plays are just made off of the heavies in the middle. If the heavies in the middle moving from the 4 line to the 5 line are spotted, it should be a tell to just go down the 1-2 line right away. It's these little plays that you get to know over time as As you said, they may not have a lot of practice together. Those are the plays that can win you games. If those two tanks get back into the fight the 30 or 45 seconds earlier, maybe this could go a really different way.
Yeah, or at least they make it close and then can bring it to a 1 versus 1 at the end. But
Exactly.
when
But
they're
now
not
they're
ready at
just
all,
stuck
you
in a corner.
you get 5k HP deficiencies and no tanks killed. Sad result after
And
seeing mines in Murovanka.
yep, that will be it. Solid win by target acquired. Um, I was really happy with the plays on Murovanka. I feel like FlankNSpank has a pretty solid grasp on the map. And I'm sure that they will be able to do really good on it against other teams.
Yeah, and I like
Um,
how Target Acquired played on that one round they lost too. So like
oh
even though
yeah,
Flankhine
absolutely,
Spank won, that was
absolutely.
actually a very good round.
It's I feel like Target Acquired made a slight mistake in the rotation on Murrow. I feel like even though they had a lot of map control, they didn't they didn't actually end up um, doing everything right, and it kind of cost them the game. Um, but congrats to both teams for that round. It was definitely a really good round. I wish the mines went a little bit different. Um, Again, I think the Mines defense should have been won by FlankNSpank. Then Prokhorovka, well, really solid plays by target acquired. FlankNSpank definitely has some more work to be doing on that map.
Yeah, I would like to see what maps they banned as well, because they have to go through the full ban phase, but I didn't get to see that.
So so I'm going to guess that they probably banned Himmels or Runeberg.
Based off how they played, I would expect them to ban Proc, or not Proc, Himmels. I don't know
Who,
about Room.
FlankNSpank?
Yeah,
I feel like FlankNSpank would ban Himmels and target acquired would ban Runeberg.
yeah.
Because Runeberg is a map where FlankNSpank could definitely, pick up a win.
Yeah, they could
It's
definitely
really
hold down a
defensively sided.
defense.
Exactly. So I feel like that's something Target Acquired would want to avoid, maybe. Then again, we don't have the actual information.
Yeah.
This is all conjecture.
Either way,
Um,
it's target acquired,
Either way, yeah.
5-1 flank and spank. This was the third day of the minor league. We may be back for day 4. I'd have to talk to some team captains, figure out who we would stream. But even though it was a 5-1, I think flank and spank didn't play horribly, and a lot of the mistakes they made are easily fixable.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it will come by with playing together and understanding how things go. Practicing scrimming teams, every other day is always really useful. But anyway, we will see if they can do better later on this season. And yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and we might see you Thursday.